checks and money arriving in February for about 75 million beneficiaries, as well as some major announcements coming out that'll also impact our money, our benefits, our lifestyles, our finances, and everything else we need to know that's going on right now, still in early 2026. By the way, Happy New Year. I think we can still say that, but that's probably still kind of fading away at this point. But either way, let me point out the dates in which we need to pay attention to throughout the month of February already. Can you believe this, right? But anyway, I want to point those dates out for you because, as always, when we turn over to a new month, we have to pay attention to some of the key dates in which those payments will be going out to about 75 million people, as well as the dates in which we will be getting the very important announcements that also impact our money and our benefits and our finances, and especially those of us on a fixed income, Social Security. Again, all the benefits administered by Social Security. These announcements are actually pretty important because it always comes back to how much basically our money and our benefits are worth, okay? Obviously, we can see as much as we want deposited into our accounts in the month of our in the form of our benefits, but if that money is becoming worthless, which is, kind of a thing that's happening right now, the money's becoming worth less and less all the time because of some policies that recently changed. But because of that, we also want to watch the other factors that are being impacted. I'm going to point all that out for you. All right, anyway. So here we are, February. Now, obviously, when it comes down to SSI beneficiaries, you got paid a couple days ago on Friday, which is always nice to get paid a little bit early. But again, just want to point that out for you really quickly. And again, I know you know that, but just want to throw that out there. But let's go through the month in chronological order, starting with, basically Friday, when SSI beneficiaries got paid. But now let's go all the way out to Tuesday. So for those of you that are getting concurrent claims, it's not everybody, but some people get SSI and Social Security simultaneously. It is called concurrent claims, or for those individuals that have been getting benefits prior to May of 1997, you generally get paid on the 3rd of the month. So it's not everybody. A small percentage of people get paid on the 3rd of the month. Again, benefits before May of 1997 and concurrent claims beneficiaries. Anyway, 3rd of the month is Tuesday. Obviously, not a holiday. It's not a weekend. Therefore, obviously, checks go out to those individuals on that day. That's the 3rd of the month, which is, again, Tuesday. However, let's go out to Friday now. And I talked about this a few days ago, and this is the big announcement that I want to point out. Now, this has been a very, very important announcement, and if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for at least the last, several years, I've alluded to this report many, many times. It comes out the first Friday of the month, and it is the labor report, the jobs report, the non-farm payroll report, whatever you want to call it, but it gives us a glimpse into jobs, as in how many jobs were created or lost in the previous month. Now, obviously, this will be January's labor data, jobs number for the month of January. It'll tell us a few different data points that we want to pay attention to. Number one, which is how many jobs were created or lost in the previous month, January. What is the labor participation rate, as in how many people between the ages of 16 and 65 are in the workforce? It generally oscillates right around, say, like 62.8% or so, give or take a little bit. But again, that's another very important number we need to watch, as well as the unemployment rate. That's another one, but that's been ticking up over the last couple months here. We've seen that number rising, and in that meeting that we heard out of the Federal Reserve back in December, we heard the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, indicate that they think that they are overstating the jobs numbers by about 60,000. Well, that hasn't been very good over the last couple months here. My point being is that let's see if that continues to hold true, as in, are we seeing a very weak job market, labor market in this country? If that's the case, remember, you've heard me say this a bunch of times over the last several years, when you see a weakening job market or labor market, that's not good for the overall economy. And that, in my opinion, is the number one data point that we want to watch when it comes down to any type of stimulus, which you've heard me say before in other videos. I'm not going to get into that whole skit here in this video. All right, anyway, sorry, that was a little bit longer than I wanted to talk about that, but that job report is coming out on Friday the 6th. Now, let's go all the way out until the 11th of the month. This is the second Wednesday. A couple things are happening on this day. Number one, those of you that receive Social Security, this is now the Wednesday's schedule. So if you get your benefit on the Wednesdays, this is the second Wednesday of the month. So for those of you that have a birthday landed between the 1st and the 10th of the month, you get paid on the second Wednesday of the month, and it happens to be the 11th, February 11th, the second Wednesday. For the birthdays, again, between the 1st and the 10th of the month, you get paid the second Wednesday, February 11th. Now, on this day as well, We also have some other information coming out, which is the inflation data. Yeah, the inflation data coming out on this day, on the 11th of February, Wednesday. And this is going to give you January's inflation. So this can be another very, very important one. I always like to watch the inflation data every single month. I like to watch it very closely. But especially the first few months of the year, I like to watch very closely as well, because I want to know that 2.8% COLA that we got, are we already underwater on that thing? I think a lot of us are probably thinking, yeah, absolutely, we're underwater on that. Because remember, back in December, the Federal Reserve started printing money again. What happens when they print money? Inflation, depletion of purchasing power. So those of us living on a small fixed income, well, our money continues to get eroded more and more and more, and the purchasing power of our dollars gets less and less. In other words, well, inflation. We're not able to buy as much with the dollars that we get because they're printing more money. So that's not going to be good for the inflation front. Now, we may start to see inflation ticking up a bit more for January, but realistically, over the next few months here, we're probably going to see inflation go significantly higher, okay? Let's see where we're at. And again, this will be January's inflation data on the 11th. It'll also be out on that day. I'll keep you posted as we get that data. That's going to be a very important number here to see what happens with the Fed printing $40+ billion a month, which started back in the middle portion of December. Anyway, that's that day. Now, let's go out to the 18th of the month. This is the third Wednesday of February. If your birthday lands between the 11th and the 20th of the month, you get paid on the third Wednesday, and this just so happens to be February 18th. So there you go. You're getting paid that day if you have a birthday landing between that range. Again, the 11th and the 20th of the month, that's when your payment arrives, the third Wednesday, and it just so happens to be the 18th of February. Now, let's go all the way out to the 25th and the last Wednesday of February. But this is the date in which is the fourth Wednesday. So for those of you that have a birthday landed between the 21st and the 31st of the month, you get paid on this day. So it'll be the 25th of the month, and that is the fourth and final Wednesday of February, and that's when your payments arrive, okay? And again, these are your regular monthly benefits. Just want to point those dates out for you because every single month the payment schedule changes based on the first day of the month and when that lands. If it lands on a Wednesday, we get paid significantly earlier. If it lands on a Thursday, we get paid significantly later. Now, I like to watch these dates very closely because I think we all recognize, and maybe not everybody cares about this, but I certainly do. I want to know if we're getting paid 5-6 days earlier or 5-6 days later. I want to know that every single day as a fixed income beneficiary counts in a huge, huge, huge way. I mean, if you're living on $1,000 and you've allocated your money, and if you find out that you're getting paid 5 or 6 days later than you did the previous month, is that going to impact your monthly finances, your benefits, your lifestyle for those few days that you need to account for? You're getting paid later? I think so, for most people. And if you happen to be one of the lucky ones that it doesn't matter, well then, congratulations. I mean, seriously, that's amazing that you're in that position. But unfortunately, there's way too many people out there that are not in that position right now, and I want to point this out for you. All right, anyway, hope this helps you to some degree. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Just because of these are the handful of dates in the month of February that I wanted to point out for you that's like, we want to pay attention to these, does not mean that these are the only dates we need to watch. Just like every single month, every single week, as we work our way through the days, there's going to be a whole lot more major announcements coming out just like every single month. So in this video, it sounds like, it's kind of a late month and not a whole lot going on. It may sound that way until we get into it, and then every single day, weird things happen, weird announcements are made, and obviously I'll keep you posted on all of that. Anyway, hope this helps you. Again, please make sure to subscribe down below, 100% free. If you're new here or if you've not done so, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, share the video, big share button down below. Otherwise, until next time, please have a nice day. Hope this helps. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon in the very next video or the next live stream, and I'll catch you later. All right, see you for now.